Hey guys, welcome aboard. We're gonna make something a little bit different. This is a barbecue recipe because right now in Australia it's about 38 degrees, but it's also good to have any time of year. And it's quite interesting because it's cooked in lemon leaves. And for the lemon leaves, you can't usually buy them at shops, so you're gonna have to nick them from somebody. Don't get caught. But also make sure you're not getting lemon leaves that have pesticide all over, and you can never be sure of that, so the best way to get around it is give them a little bit of a wipe. To get started, we're gonna make a little bit of a base of flavors, and I've got here some fennel seeds which have just been toasted to kind of open up all the aromatics, and I'll pop those into a mortar and pestle. And then into here, I'm gonna add some marjoram leaves. If you can't get hold of marjoram, you can use oregano. So put kind of about a tablespoon of those into there. And the best way to get these off is kind of hold it at the top and very gently work your way down. Job done. 1 garlic clove, straight in, and then you can put a good pinch of salt into there. Grind this down to a paste. Right, once you've done that, you can turn your smoking grill down and then take a nice clean bowl and tip this paste out into the bowl. Just use a spoon to scrape it all out so you get everything. I've got a combination of mince here, and this is veal and pork, and those two meats play a really important part to this recipe, really. The veal is really sweet, and the pork has a beautiful fat content in there, which is gonna make these balls really nice and sweet. So that goes into there. I'm gonna add some lemon zest, and the lemon zest gives a beautiful zingy flavor to burgers, which isn't really common with a burger flavor. Into here, I'm gonna add some Parmesan cheese, or you could add pecorino if you wanted to. You can get quite generous with this. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit of paprika, not too much, and a little bit of salt. And not too much at all, because we already put it through the beginning with the marjoram and the garlic. So from here, I'm looking for a binding agent in the form of an egg. You can use a spoon to mix all this together, but the most efficient way is your hands. So make sure your hands are nice and clean. Make sure you really crunch all that mixture together so you distribute the margarine, the garlic, the fennel seeds throughout this veal mixture. Once you've mixed it all together, take golf ball sized pieces, shape it in your hand and pop it onto a clean plate. This is a trick I learnt in Sicily, grilling things in lemon leaves. It does a couple of things. The first thing, obviously, is to give lots of flavour. If you grab a lemon leaf in your hand, you rub it, smell your hands after, you're going to have a beautiful perfume on there from the leaves. So that kind of evaporates out into whatever you're cooking there. The second thing it does is form a protective barrier, if that makes sense. So for cooking things like this is fantastic because you don't get that really harsh heat. You get that little bit of a barrier with the lemon leaves. So as I mentioned before, make sure the lemon leaves you're using are clean. You don't want to have dog on there. So give them a little bit of a wipe, as I have with a bit of kitchen paper. And we have 5 balls, so I want to grab 10 of these. So 4, 5, 6. Someone asked me as well if you can use kaffir lime leaves or lime leaves, and the answer is of course you can, but you'll get a really strong lime flavor going through there. So I really prefer the lemon leaves for this. We're going to serve this with an anchovy and paprika sort of mayonnaise kind of thing. So the first thing we want to do is mush or mush, depending on where you are in the world, the anchovies. And you can put as many or as little anchovies as you like. And if you're one of those anchovy haters, you can always interchange that for capers or leave them out altogether. Just take yourself a knife and you start to run through these. You want to chop them quite finely. I just had a thought actually, it'd be probably a million times easier to do this in a food processor if you had that, but with cooking, we start with the hard way and work backwards. That way you know the right way to do it. Okay, that'll do it. Knife goes down. Here I've got 1 egg yolk, which will be our binder for the mayonnaise. So we'll put a little bit of Dijon mustard into there. Just about a thumbful. Give it a whisk. That's what I'm going to do. this good old trick. Just to hold the bowl together. So like always with mayonnaises, just add it really slowly in, little bit at a time. I'm using cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. You can always use a blend if you like. Little bit more. Right, I'm gonna take a half lemon and add just a little bit of the juice into there. And this should make that mayonnaise, which is quite thick now, a beautiful consistency. Anchovy goes in. Little bit more of a mix. Ooh my. And I'll pop that to the side and we can get these meatballs going. Once everything's ready, we can start cooking. I'm using this grill pan over here, but ideally you do it on a barbecue, but we can't do that because we're in a studio right now. To put these together are really easy. Take your hand, take a lemon leaf, take a meatball and pop it straight on top. And at this stage, give it a little bit of a push down, just very gently. And take another leaf and pop it straight on top. Just give it a push down. And then you can put this straight on the grill. And repeat. Two minutes on each side is all these will need when they're that golf ball size. I like to keep them a little bit pink in the center, and that's it, we serve. One very important note is don't eat the lemon leaves. A lot of people ask me, they're not good to eat, they're purely used for cooking purposes here. And the great thing about this recipe is if you don't eat pork and veal, you can interchange that out for minced chicken or fish or beef. Really, really versatile. I just had a thought, you could even use like a bit of a veg patty if you wanted to. Grill goes off. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. That's it from me and I'll catch you guys next week.